Howdy everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jesse, and if you're new here, welcome to Whiskey Business. Today, we've got another decapitation for you. And this one is something a little bit out of the ordinary, at least for me. And, I mean, I would say it's a little bit special. So, without further ado, today we are going to be decapitating the one and only Wild Turkey LongBranch. So, if you didn't already know, LongBranch is a celebrity-endorsed bourbon made by Wild Turkey. So Eddie and Jimmy Russell partnered up with celebrity Matthew McConaughey. I'm sure you know who he is. If not, do a quick Google search. I'm sure you've seen a movie with him in it. And if not, you probably don't watch very many movies. But even as someone that doesn't watch very many movies, I know who he is. So what I think is special about this bottle here is this isn't your typical celebrity endorsement whiskey. This is someone who actually has a history in Kentucky. You know, he grew up there and he has a passion for bourbon. And not only was he just the creative director, he was the creative director at Wild Turkey for over 2 years. So, you know, it was no small project. He did lots of tastings, lots of nosing, to really find something he wanted. And, you know, he was going through tastings one night, and apparently he ended up calling either Jimmy or Eddie Russell at 2 a.m. his time, 4 a.m. their time, and he said, you know what, I found the one, this is the batch. Don't change it anymore, that's what I like. I was able to sip it neat. And when Jimmy and Eddie heard that he was able to sip it neat, no ice, and he enjoyed it, they knew that was the one. So at one point he actually had made a note and asked them if they could add in some sugar cane and, you know, cinnamon sticks and stuff like that, just to increase the sweetness. He wanted something sweet and smooth, almost liqueur-like. And they said no, they declined. They wanted to make sure it was going to stay a straight bourbon whiskey, and I'm very happy that they did that, and I'm happy that they stayed true to, you know, their roots with straight bourbon. So another thing I like about this is it's actually coming in at 43%, as opposed to most celebrity whiskeys that come in around 40%, you know, baseline. So that's always a plus, that extra 3%. And what makes this bottle so unique is they actually filter it through mesquite wood, which is a mesquite wood, comes from the mesquite tree, which is actually native to Matthew's hometown in Kentucky. And it supposedly adds a smoothness, a sweetness, and a rich, earthy flavor. Now, without further ado, before I continue ranting on, let's go ahead and decapitate this. So, here we go. This is a big cork also. Very nice bottle. I think this is a very nice bottle. Almost decanter-like, but if you can see, there's a turkey on it, wood top. Pretty nice pop. It is a pretty fat cork. Very fat, thick glass. So when it came to the design of this bottle, Eddie specifically wanted there to be a small label, nice glass, and he wanted the bourbon to speak for itself, the color of the bourbon, and such. It is probably chill filtered as Wild Turkey 101, and even Rare Breed is chill filtered. If you didn't know that, there is a non-chill filtered variant, but standards are chill filtered, just so you know. So obviously no added color, being straight bourbon. So the reason this really intrigued me, being at such a high price for, you know, the reviews I've seen and the low proof, is that it's filtered through the mesquite wood, along with American white oak. It's filtered through that first, then the mesquite wood. Mesquite gives a nice smoky flavor. If you've ever cooked with like mesquite wood or smoked stuff, you know that smoky flavor. It's a little bit different than peat, but needless to say, I really like that smoky flavor. I like smoky barbecue sauces. I like just barbecue in general. Cooking on the fire is one of my favorite things to cook on, and I'm just all around a big fan of smoked meats and smoky flavor. So it seemed interesting to me, even though all the reviews kind of were a little bit lackluster. The price where I live is $60.25 Canadian for the 750, so it's a little bit pricey for a 43%, but it is celebrity endorsed, and you know, with Wild Turkey's name on it, you can be sure it's probably going to be a good product. They actually use their standard 8-year Wild Turkey, and then they filter it twice, like I said. So this should, in his words, it is a Wild Turkey product that has been smoothed out and sweetened, I guess, by their wood filtration. So we're gonna see how accurate that is, but I'm getting apple. Just the faintest bit of smoke, campfire smoke. A little bit different than peat smoke. Caramel. Definitely some oak influence in there, being an 8-year, that's to be expected. I'm not getting much more than the apple, caramel, oak. That smoke in the background, campfire smoke. It's really nice, actually. Some sweetness in there. I would say it's a green sweetness. Probably corn. Yeah. It's resembling a cross between barbecued or a charcoal barbecued corn on the cob and applewood smoked bacon. If you've ever had some nice thick cut applewood smoked bacon. Oh, it's nice. I really like the nose on that. It's not complex by any means. Super standard bourbon nose with that little hint of smoke. I'm super excited. So pour yourselves a dram of some nice bourbon, and let's get into the first taste of this Wild Turkey LongBranch. Cheers. Nice sweetness comes in, the oak. I want to say the sweetness is fruity. What is that? Going back to it, it's gotten sweeter on the nose now. That smoke is a lot harder to find. I'm getting caramel now, just caramel apple, like a caramel apple actually. Sweet corn. White peach. Now, specifically, white peach came to mind. I'm not sure why. I want to say it's a little bit less sweet and peachy than a normal peach, but I'm not sure if that's correct. Wow, it's got a really nice finish. So it washes over the tongue with the sweetness. You're hit with a little bit of that smoke, almost like they smoked the peach. You got the caramel in there. Definitely a nice sweetness. Super smooth, like no offense to Matthew McConaughey, but you know, like he really wanted a smooth bourbon, obviously. I think this would be super good for a beginner, great as a gift for a casual drinker. You get the nice bottle, celebrity endorsed, nice little story, which if you haven't seen it, there's a little story from Wild Turkey on their YouTube channel with Matthew McConaughey kind of going over the story of how this was all created. So, yeah, I think this would be a nice gift bourbon, but let me say that finish. Given the fact that it is so smooth, the warmth I'm getting into the finish, the full body chest warming effect, like I just rubbed some A535 on me, that was nice. Like, I did not expect that being that smooth and only 43%. I gotta say, that finish, though I haven't focused much on the flavors of the finish, the warming was very nice and unlike any other bourbons at this proof point. Yeah, white peach, smoked on a barbecue, a little bit of caramel on the top, maybe some rye spice in there. Definitely the chest warming is like a rye spice chest warming, like a high rye. Overall, it's a nice sweetness, smooth, not super complex, but very drinkable. And I will say the mesquite smoke flavor is a little bit underwhelming. Being someone, like I said, who is a very big fan of smoked things and that smoky mesquite flavor, I'm not getting much of it on the palate, and it's a little bit upsetting. The legs on this are pretty weak. I'm gonna go in for one more sip, and then we'll go to the finish. Yeah, I mean, the smoke is very subtle, and that's fine. I like it. I was just kind of hoping for more of a punchy smoke, not so much a peat smoke, because in my opinion, I can tell the difference between like a smoky mesquite barbecue smoke and a peat smoke. I think there's a little bit of a difference to them. Just like some people get the ashy smoke, the cigar smoke, fresh smoke, campfire smoke. I think there's different types of smoke, and I think mesquite smoke on the brain sounded really good, but in the glass, it's a little bit lackluster. Now, the mouthfeel is pretty thin, but it's 43%. What can we expect, right? I think the smoke is growing. I think the peach is taming out. I didn't let this sit for too long. Given that it's an 8-year, I probably should have let it sit a little bit longer. But the smokiness is starting to come out. I would say the finish is kind of where it's coming out now. So into the finish, you're left with like smooth, sweet oak, and then just a mouth-coating smokiness, like you just ate some smoky barbecue sauce lathered ribs or something. Not that sweet, but still a nice sweetness. And then the warmth just comes down into the chest, nice rye warmth, and I would say medium length. It's pretty good. Excuse me, I just burped and it tasted like peach juice, so I'm getting peach for sure. I like it. Well, all my bourbon brothers can say what they want about this, but given the fact that it was made to be smooth, made to be drinkable, made to be on the sweeter side, you go into it knowing this, and you don't expect it to be that traditional bourbon, and you can enjoy it. I think this is a lot better than a lot, and I'm not joking when I say a lot of the celebrity endorsed whiskeys. Not even just whiskeys, alcohol, just all the celebrity endorsed alcohols. I think Jay-Z has a rum. There's a lot of celebrity endorsed and made alcohols, and I mean, some of them aren't the great. No offense, Conor McGregor, but I really was expecting a lot more from that Irish, but that's besides the point. At least they have good commercials. So I'm gonna rate this now. I'm going to have to go, given that I knew it was going to be super smooth, you know, that finish is still going, I gotta say. It's still in the throat, a little bit into the upper chest. Smoky in the mouth. I would say it's medium to long finish, honestly. Now, the nose, while not super complex, you're getting some nice flavors. Unfortunately, the smoked apple and smoky corn do not come across on the palate, but it has an interesting nose. You know, there's not any other bourbons that I'm aware of that are filtered through this mesquite wood, or many bourbons that actually have a smokiness to them. And if there are, let me know down below. I would love to try those. If they're available in Ontario at the LCBO, even better. Anything smoky, like a maybe a peat forward bourbon, that sounds absolutely right up my alley. So I'm gonna give the nose 79. I think it's good, somewhat unique. That smoke isn't as prominent as I wanted it to be, but what are you gonna do? It's there, but you know, it doesn't jump out at you. So 79 is where I'm gonna sit on the nose. The palate was very simplified. I like peach. It's sort of a unique flavor. For me, I got it in the monkey shoulder, which you probably can't see, but it's there. Just reviewed that recently. I got more peach in that than this, but the sweetness with the faint bit of smoke was pretty nice and enjoyable. I think it's a nice sipper, but I don't think it's complex enough or unique enough for me to give it a very high rating. So I think I'm going to have to give that an 80 on the palate. I was really hoping for more smokiness and to give it a better review, but hey, I think I did give it a fair shot here. I went into this knowing it's supposed to be smooth, knowing it's supposed to be sweet, and you know, most people don't want a super smooth bourbon. They want something that's going to punch them, kick them, throw them down the stairs, you know? And this is not that, but this is still enjoyable. On the finish, I think the finish is actually where this is going to stand out, being a 43%. That's kind of odd, but the finish is pretty long. I get a really nice mouthfeel into the finish, and the chest warming is like a high proof, high rye, and I tend to really enjoy that. So I'm gonna have to give the finish maybe an 86. I think the finish is good, and you know, if you can do one thing in life, it's finish strong, I guess. But overall, I'm gonna give this an 82. It's good. Would I buy it again? At the price that it is available for locally, which is $60.25 Canadian, no, probably not. There's a lot better offerings. That's almost $20 more than the Wild Turkey 101, which I like a lot better. And honestly, I think I paid $45 for the rare breed. I got it on sale, but $45 for the rare breed. When this goes on sale at the LCBO, it's $55.25, so it's $5 off, which is what I paid. I'm not even really comfortable paying that. You know, it's a one-time buy. I think it's a good gift bottle. Someone who's getting into bourbon, someone that is a casual bourbon or whiskey drinker, or someone that likes Matthew McConaughey, someone that collects nice bottles. Any one of those types of people, I think, would fit into the category that this would be a good budget whiskey gift for. Like I said, very nice bottle, in my opinion. Almost decanter-like. It's definitely not a bottle I'm going to be returning to the beer store, and I think that says something, because I don't keep most of my bottles. This is definitely a nice one, and I like the big thick cork, but unfortunately for me, it did not live up to the Wild Turkey standards. I've never tried the what is it, Wild Turkey 83 proof? 80? I think it's 83. maybe 81. I don't know. I've never tried it. My first wild turkey product was 101, and then I went to the rare breed. Rare breed is absolutely phenomenal. I'm trying to get my hands on some Russell's Reserve 10, but yeah, this so far is at the bottom of the wild turkey list for me. But if you guys have tried this, let me know what you think down below. I appreciate any feedback. If you have any smoky bourbons that you think I would like, especially if the LCBO carries them, definitely let me know down below. Please like, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram to stay up to date with all my latest posts. And you know, if you did enjoy, I really would appreciate the thumbs up. It helps me grow, and leave your comments down below of suggestions, what you think I should review next. I still got lots of things here, but I'm always open to new things. Right now I'm on a Scotch kick, so you know, budget permitting, I'm looking for a little bit more budget Scotches right now. Trying to build my Scotch palate up before I get into like the super bougie stuff. But yeah, hopefully everyone's doing well. We're just getting into the weekend here, and yeah, hope everyone is staying safe out there, staying nice and cool, because it is getting hot. This has been Whiskey Business, or Jesse, and I'm out, guys. Cheers. Smoothie.